Welcome back to Applied Physics Lecture Series, Unit 3 Optoelectronics, Lecture 3, Generation and Recombination in Semiconductors. What is this generation and recombination? Simply, generation is nothing but generation of charge carriers. In case of semiconductors, electrons and holes are the charge carriers. Usually, electrons are present in conduction band and holes are present in the valence band, so they have to create more and more number of electron and holes. That is the process of generation of charge carriers. So then what is meant by this recombination? Recombination of charge carriers means once the generation process is over, at one stage we have to allow the recombine of electrons and holes. Otherwise the process of generation will continues. Therefore the more and more number of charge carriers takes place. So at one stage, definitely have to control the process of generation. For that, we have to use the process of recombination. Now let us see in detail about the generation and recombination. What is this generation? When sufficient energy is given. So what is the means of sufficient energy? The energy may be in the form of a thermal energy, or you may give the optical illumination or application of electric field on the external source from the surroundings, leads to the generation of more and more charge carriers, because covalent bonds will be broken in the semiconducting material. Once such a covalent bond will be broken, a pair of electron and hole is generated. So that's why more and more number of charge carriers are generated. Simply, if we are giving any temperature or energy or the application of electric field from the surroundings, so more and more covalent bonds breakage will be takes place. As a result, a pair of electron and hole is generated. This is nothing but generation of charge carriers. So such a generation will be takes place even in case of intensive semiconductor, but how many number of electrons are generated, exactly the same number of holes are also produced. That's why even though if you generate more and more number of charge carriers, in case of intensive semiconductor, there will be no use, electrical neutrality will be maintained. But if we generate the more and more number of charge carriers in case of extrinsic semiconductor, if we consider the first type of extrinsic semiconductor is n-type semiconductor, here electrons are the majority charge carriers. Due to increase of doping, by adding more and more number of dopants, we can able to create more and more number of electrons in the conduction band of n-type semiconductor without producing any extra hole in the valence band. So that's why more and more number of electrons are generated in the n-type semiconductor by adding pentavalent impurities. In the same way, if you consider the second type of extrinsic semiconductor is p-type semiconductor, here also by adding the trivalent impure atoms, more and more number of holes are generated. So in this way, in case of intensive semiconductor, generation is possible, but electrical neutrality will be maintained. But in case of n-type semiconductor, you can able to produce, you can able to generate more and more number of electrons. Those are the majority charge carriers. In the same way, you can able to produce more and more number of holes for p-type semiconductor. So the electrons are raised from valence band to the conduction band, holes remain in the valence band. This is the usual principle we will observe in case of any semiconducting material. The process of generation can occur only when the energy is given to the semiconducting material, which is greater than the forbidden energy gap. So in order to move the electron from valence band to the conduction band, we have to apply certain amount of energy from the external means. That energy must be greater than forbidden energy which is present in between valence band and conduction band. The electrons move in the conduction band and holes in the valence band, and the motion is random motion. The number of electrons is equals to number of holes. When an electron in the conduction band collides with other particle, it loses energy and falls to the valence band. In the valence band, the electron combines with a hole, and in the process, energy is released. This is the simplest technique which is possible in case of recombination. So once the generation process is over, more and more number of charge carriers are generated, then we will conduct the process of recombination. What exactly takes place in case of recombination? Usually when the electron is present in the conduction band, it collides with other particles, it loses energy and falls to the valence band. So in the valence band, what happens? The electron combines with a hole, and the excess amount of energy possessed by the electron will be released in the form of either light energy or in the form of heat energy. Because the electron which is coming from the conduction band lies above the valence band. That's why the electron is having more energy. As a result of recombination with the hole, so it gives excess amount of energy. That means it releases excess amount of energy in the form of light energy called as radiative recombination. If the excess amount of energy is coming out in the form of heat energy, then it will be called as non-radiative recombination. So recombination is the process where an electron from the conduction band recombines with the hole in the valency band. This is called as band-to-band recombination, and in this process, usually photon is released. Band-to-band recombination usually releases the photon. So that means light energy will be coming out. And if you combinedly look at generation and recombination process at steady temperature, a dynamic equilibrium exists which balances the two processes of electron and hole pair generation and electron and hole recombination. So definitely at one stage you have to balance. So the process of generation or the process of recombination never exceeds. In order to reach a dynamic equilibrium, because more and more number of charge carriers are generated and more number of recombinations also takes place, definitely at one stage you have to maintain a proper balance between electron hole pair generation and electron hole recombination. If you observe in this figure, so there is a conduction band at the top and valence band at the bottom, and in between those two there exists an energy gap which is represented with Eg. And generation, so usually what happens, electrons excites from valence band to the conduction band. So if you provide any excitation from the external means, so as a result, so conduction band is occupied with electrons, consequently by leaving a hole in the valence band, or depends upon the nature of the semiconductor. So there is the process of generation of charge carriers. Once more and more number of charge carriers are generated, so the electron which is present in the conduction band coming back to the valency band, and in the valency band it combines with hole and recombination takes place. So this is the visual principle, and definitely at one stage you have to maintain an equilibrium between these two processes. Thank you for listening.